Hello, we have made it to episode 3 of the
Batty boys, hi. I was being very nonsensy before we started.
That's all good.
Okay.
It's fine. We'll live.
So it's been 2 months since we did one of these, I think,
Yes,
if
I
not
know.
more.
Batty boys, because he gave me Transylvania and we're both bats.
Yes.
As in bat shit.
Because vampires turn into bats and gays are batty boys.
There we go.
Yeah.
Pick up the man them.
Yeah. A lot has changed since the last episode. I've lost some weight. Silas found it.
Yes, I have.
Do you want to tell them about your injury?
Yes, so if you can see, there you go. I'm in a boot. I have been, well, we're going to get into this, but if you see my t-shirt, it says, I escaped the Jehovah's Witnesses, ask me anything. I'm not saying the boot is related to that, but it happened around the same time. Suspicious. But, I mean, literally a lot has happened. I've been to a bunch of countries. You've been to a bunch of countries.
I've been to two countries.
There you go, a bunch. Yeah. That's two. That's a bunch.
That is a bunch. How many were you at?
I mean, mostly France and the islands, but like overall in the past 18 months, I have been to 17 countries, 4 French islands, and my God, I have so many stories from the road, which we are going to talk about. But the main thing I wanted to talk about, this is the latest one, is I was gigging in Stockholm.
Loveless syndrome.
Exactly. Lovely place. I've got nothing bad to say about it, which is part of the syndrome. Fine, whatever.
And what was one doing in Stockholm, Sweden?
In Stockholm, Sweden, I was at a gig again. I escaped the Jehovah's Witnesses, asked me anything. Promo. Basically, I was at a comedy gig that was organized by former Jehovah's Witnesses while there was a Jehovah's Witness convention in Stockholm, which we went and did a protest at. That's where we wore these t-shirts. By protest, we showed up like 5 of us and held a sign saying, there is help if you want to leave. Because, yeah, I was born into a cult. Success.
And how did it go?
It was amazing. Like, I enjoyed the gig. I enjoyed the protest. There was something really fulfilling about just standing there and kind of accepting that this is part of my past. I'm done with it. I'm acknowledging the harm it's done. And I'm just out and out saying, no, like, I will not stand by this. And yeah, it was really satisfying to be there. We were very chill. We waved at people. We just had said hello. A lot of so there was about 30,000 people and 5 of us. So those are good numbers. I like those odds. And we were just standing there. People were walking into the convention. People were walking out. Most of them would just ignore us because they're supposed to ignore us. Some of them would wave and try to be friendly. There were actually very few that came over and were like, oh, okay, cool, you're doing your thing. As long as you're being respectful, that's all we care about. And we were like, yeah, we're not here to fucking start trouble. We're just here to send a message in a polite way. And then the funny ones were the people that, you know, they're officially not supposed to be talking to us. So there was a couple of people that came up, like, saw the sign, saw us waving, and were like, are these witnesses? What's going on? So they're like, what's this about? And be like, well, we're former witnesses or apostates, which is the term. And we're just here to let people know that there's an alternative. And this girl came up to me like, what was it? Bye.
Nothing more culty than calling former members apostates, is there?
I mean, that's, Cult 101.
But it makes you sound so cool.
I know, we're the bad boys of the Jehovah's Witness circuit.
It makes you sound like you live in a little hut in the woods and you eat kids. Which he doesn't.
For the record, he eats more kids.
Pre-fertilized.
Should probably explain that in the era of the fucking Epstein files. He's gay and he sucks penises.
And swallows.
There you go. So not literal
back to your apostate.
So like, what was the I mean, there was one really funny one where a guy came up, started talking to us, being friendly, right? And this elder comes over, or like someone with a lanyard, right?
Is that how you know it's an elder? Because they've got a lanyard?
Well, someone with something of a role, right? So they came over and they were literally like standing next to them, right? And just like this, pulling them from their like shirt, from their trousers, like, don't talk to them, right? So it really made me feel like a badass. Like I'm suddenly this like, I got this hidden knowledge. I know stuff, like seriously, like just some adult. And then the other guy was like, I'm an adult. I can speak to who I want to speak to, and the elder type, whatever, just kind of walked away in a huff. But like literally someone like, don't speak to them, do not speak to them, like that level of terror. That was really empowering. I was like, I had a walking boot on. I was sitting the whole time, for the record. If the benefits officer is asking, I was literally sitting down because I could not walk.
Yeah, maybe they thought that's what happened. The Jehovah's Witness did it.
Yeah. Well, that was the funny thing, because I did tell my mom I've got a boot on, and she was like, okay, so what did you do? She was like, literally, like, first day she was like, oh, you get well. And then 2 days later, I was like, did somebody hit you? And it's just like, oh, I don't like talking too much about my mom, but it's like, why is that the first thing that you like, when I tell you what happened, you automatically dismiss it in order to find your own little story? It's like, bless your wee cotton socks.
Oh, yeah, that's quite cute, though.
Yeah.
Someone laid a finger on my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
So,
and then, what else? Hang on. We did a gig. The gig was class. Did really well. First time doing stand-up in over 6 months, because I've been on the road.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, fell right back into it. Most of the things I was saying worked. I did some new material about Sweden as well. Really happy. It's just really wholesome, like seeing all these people that were also ex-witnesses and just laughing together and just celebrating life after, and being able to find happiness and joy and a purpose after all is said and done. And so many people came up and they were just like, yeah, I left the witnesses 30, 40 years ago. I haven't talked to my parents ever since, which was sad. But there's this whole shunning thing. If you leave the witnesses, your family will disown you. Yeah. The only reason my parents still talk to me is because I wasn't part of the global witnesses, who are a lot more organized in this specific context. So, but we'll see how this goes, because once they start seeing me doing clips, and my show is called Oh My Jehovah at the Fringe, with Jonas and Snorre. So once they see that, I might be getting disowned. So exciting times.
Oh, should have called it Witness These Nuts.
Witness These Pussy as well. We'll be calling our mutual show.
So where does someone go if they want to escape the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Just not to the witnesses anymore. See, it's really easy to leave the witnesses. You just don't turn up. Like, it's really easy to not go physically. Mentally is the ball game, because that's where, is your family going to talk to you? Do you have relatives in that like, oh, fuck, I don't want to lose them? Which is understandable. But at some point, I'm just kind of like, this cult has caused me a considerable amount of pain psychologically and physically. Mostly psychologically, but I had to deal with that. I'm still doing therapy. I'm mostly okay, but I have my good days and my bad days. But when we were doing the protest, on the same day, we found out one of the ex-witness kids in Sweden committed suicide.
Oh, fuck.
Because, again, if you're a kid and you realize you want to leave and you're a teenager and your family just completely cuts you off, right? You have no skills for the real world because you're getting ready for, like, the new world. You're getting ready for Jehovah's kingdom, right? So you might have been discouraged from higher education. You might have been home educated. You might have gone to school but been completely like isolated from your friends because you're not supposed to speak to worldly people. Yeah. Right? So imagine that your only source of community, your only source of like purpose in life, it's all that. You've given that up. You're completely rebuilding yourself from the ground up, with no support, no friends. And then if you end up, all these dark and painful thoughts and feelings come up and you end up acting on them, then they're just pointing at you like, see, we told you, if you leave Jehovah, this is where you're going to end up. We fucking told you. Yeah. So it's evil. Yeah. There's no other way. It's disgusting. It enrages me beyond belief. But most of them are doing it because they think that's what's going to help you.
Yeah, and I think anyone who chooses any sort of god or religion over their own kid is a cunt, basically. And I don't really think they should have any excuse, although I get that that's kind of downplaying the effects of indoctrination. But like, I saw a thing recently where Elon Musk replied to a comment that was saying the only reason that he decided to go so extreme right is because his daughter was taken over by the trans mind virus, and he was like, correct. And I'm like, you're a scumbag. Like, yeah, I don't get, like, I mean, you get that a lot, especially like in like other religions. Like I I knew a guy who fled his family who was a Muslim, and they found out that he was gay, and then they were basically hunting him. And then you hear about, like, in America especially, like, kids who are raised in like Catholic or Christian families get disowned by their parents. And I just think, if you're not ready for your kid to be a different sexuality, to be a different gender identity, to have different beliefs and ideas, or have a disability, then you're really not ready to have a kid at all.
Fair,
So,
but then
yeah.
that's assuming that these people have had the thought of what if they're different. Most likely going to say, no, my kid's not going to be like that. My kid's going to be normal, whatever that means. And, I mean, you know, having a kid, you're always taking, everything's a risk. Everything's a gamble.
Yeah.
Your kid might be a psychopath.
Yeah.
Because genetics, right? That doesn't mean they're going to be necessarily a bad person. They might be a bit more dickish. Because there's actually pro-social psychopaths, which is a really cool thing I've discovered.
Yeah.
But there's people that, if they grow up in a healthy, emotionally stable environment, they end up still psychos, as in they're not automatically empathetic towards people. They're more risk takers. They're not really afraid of things, which is, on the one side, is kind of cool. I wish it just came without all the other stuff. But yeah, if you come in that sort of environment, you have all the traits of a psychopath, but not necessarily the violent urges or the emotional imbalances and volatility. So there you go. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah. I just don't get choosing God over your own child. Like, I mean, my parents chose heroin over me, but at least we know that exists. Like, Jehovah's not going to make you, like, crash it for, like, 3 days and, like, feel on top of a cloud.
Well, Jesus loved the cave. And
what?
Jesus, you know, disappeared into a cave for 3 days, hung out with 12 boys. Do you know what I mean? He was technically...
I don't think he was in the cave with 12 boys.
Well, not, you know.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, he was in the desert with them.
No. What I'm trying to say is, you know, Jesus went for a night out with 12 of his mates, ended up getting fucking... I was going to say circumcised, not circumcised, but...
You went from being a servant,
crucified.
Yeah, you went from being a servant of Jehovah to calling Jesus a poof.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he went on a night out with the lads, ended up getting crucified, and was back 3 days after. That is a session.
What a lad.
I know.
Go on.
Shout out Jesus.
If I had holes in my hands, I would do ungodly things with them.
Oh, God, no.
Terrible things.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses?
It's doable. Get yourself to a safe place, physically as well as mentally, which means build a friendship circle. Do not cut off the outside world. Obviously, there are forums with people that have also left and they give advice. Use common sense, because especially on these forums, there can be other people that are preying on vulnerable people, either trying to get you back into it or trying to get you into a different cult. Quite often, I mean, I have seen it happen. People that leave cults end up in a different cult, or they leave one religion. And I've seen some people that go fucking ballistic. Like, okay, I'm not with Jehovah's Witnesses anymore because that's wrong, but I am getting direct messaging from God. And you're like, oh, you're so close. You're so close. You know what? You keep going. Just don't stop. Just keep going. So basically, yeah, no, if you are thinking of leaving the Witnesses, first of all, well done. Not easy. Not many people reach that. So well done on doing the work. Reach out, look for friends, look for a community, and you most likely will end up having to physically sort of separate yourself, simply because either they will disown you, or two, it is very difficult to keep going back to the same family that was actively trying to recruit you back when you're also dealing with all the emotional pain that comes with it and realizing, oh, a lot of this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, see, when you start thinking about the fact that how many people died because they refused the blood transfusion because Jehovah tells them to do that. And you start thinking how many kids grew up without parents, how many parents gave up their kids, etc., it does boil my fucking blood. Yeah. So, again, do not hate the Witnesses as people. I think they're just wrong, and they are trying their best, and that's where they ended up in life. But the teachings are fucking vile.
My friend used to have Jehovah's Witnesses up to her house when she was a wee girl because her mum used to invite them up, and she had them up a couple of times, and then she told them that she had a blood transfusion at one point, and they just told her, "Oh, you should have died." Yeah. And that was the moment she decided to tell them, "Get the fuck out of my house," which I highly recommend telling any Jehovah's Witnesses that come to your door, unless it's him.
Just say no, thank you. I'm not a witness anymore. True. So there you go. But yeah, we are doing a show at the Fringe called Oh My Jehovah. So you'll be seeing us walking up and down with potentially a flag that says, "You're all going to die, lol, just kidding."
Do you want to plug that now, or do you want to wait
well,
until
no,
the
that
end?
was... I've mentioned it now. It's there. Plus, this is a walking billboard.
Getting bigger by the day.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I've been in a van for the past few months, and
that sounds dodgy.
And also, I've been in a van getting driven around in different countries.
Okay.
I've been getting smuggled for the arts, and also, I'm disabled now, but I'm still going to the gym, just working upper body and doing sit down exercises. So there you go.
Oh my god! In 4
What's
weeks
your
you're gonna have tight. Fucking dare you! I've lost like 2 odd stone since we last did this podcast.
Yeah, what
Call me a fucking chubby chunk.
What was it? What's the method you're using again? Remind me. What's this?
Well, I'm on the cum diet, which is where you supplement most of your meals.
What's this workout regimen you're doing again,
Alan? Walking more, going to Taiwan, sweating off half your body weight, sleeping with half the population, and
is that it?
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else.
Nothing. No, it's just cardio and your vitamins and
just cardio, shagging, eating a lot of
Manjaro.
You don't eat it.
To be honest, I don't want to be gatekeeping weight loss, man. Like, do what works for you, and I'm happy that you're doing something, and I want you to be healthy and living on a long, thriving life. I think it would be a loss to the entire population of Taiwan if you could no longer go and eat their ass. Like,
well, ass is calorie free.
Exactly. And you're also burning calories because you're technically doing all the work of trying to chew without.
I was a mess over there. Like, think about Taiwan during June. So I was there for the entirety of June. I was studying for the first 2 weeks, and then I was traveling for the last like 2.5 weeks. And people are like, "Oh, you're not going to be ready for like the summer," and like it is really hot because it's like 36 degrees on average, but the humidity makes it feel like 45 degrees. So it's very hot, but like there was a lot of
a sauna.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Which you're very
familiar
very
fond of a sauna, but like it's very, very hot. But it's also like very rainy as well, so like it's very weird because I was very frequently walking around like everyone else in shorts, a t-shirt, and flip flops while it is absolutely pissing from the heavens. Like one time I met my friend in a city called Kaohsiung in the south, and he gave me a ride on his scooter. And when I put
bet he did.
when I put my foot down on the road, I didn't realize that the rain had basically flooded the road, so like the water came up to my ankle, and my shoes were absolutely soaked. And I put them in my hotel, and I was like, "Did I just dry these with like a hairdryer?" And I looked up, is it safe to dry your shoes with a hairdryer? And it was like, you can do it, but you know there's a fire risk, and also there is also the risk that if you put a hairdryer into a shoe, it's going to make the entire room smell like feet. And I was like, well, I was already going to do it, you didn't have to sell me on it.
But it's going to smell like your feet though.
What's wrong with my fucking feet?
Well, nothing wrong with it, but you're attracted to other people's feet.
Well, yeah, but that's just I don't mind it
though.
Potato. Aye, potato. It's like how you don't mind the smell of your own farts. Well, no, because with that analogy, then it would be you're into other people's farts.
Okay, some people are. More power to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but more for you.
Yeah, don't yuck anyone's yum. But yeah, Taiwan, very, very hot. And
unless the yum's kids.
What?
Don't yuck anyone's yum unless their yum is kids, in which case go.
Oh yeah, yum the nonsense. Yum. No, yuck the nonsense. Yuck the nonsense. Yuck the nonsense.
Get help. Go to prison.
Yeah.
I'm glad we clarified that.
Speaking of nonsense, I was sweating like one because like on the few days that we had sun, I decided to like go up a couple of mountains and parks and stuff. And
fucking impressive.
I didn't say they were big ones.
Yeah, but it's Scotland. Any mountain's a big one compared to Scotland.
That's true.
Love you, Scotland, but you got hills. It's just geology. Don't at me, bro.
Oh my god, it was disgusting.
They're beautiful, but they're small.
I don't know if you've ever sweated that much, but with the heat and the humidity, I was just out for like a couple of minutes, and like the sweat was just coming off my eyebrows and like running into my eyes, and I could taste the salt from my own face. It was,
Babe.
What?
I did a 90-minute show wearing costumes in 28 degrees in La Réunion, where I had to put the microphone on my face like 4 or 5 different times because the tape kept falling off. I was so sweaty. And I couldn't, like, I finished the show with the mic just like flopping about because you just can't. It's 28 degrees. I'm wearing 2 layers. I've got my black top on. I got my actual costume on top of it. I was drenched.
Jesus.
Yes.
Did you wring your clothes after it? Because I wringed my t-shirt one day and it was disgusting.
And then we were like, yeah.
If we clip this, we'll just get a picture of it. Like, my t-shirt was disgusting. Like, I went out, it was light brown, and by the time like I went up the stairs, it was like black. Just from being drenched in that much sweat. It wasn't even raining.
I was sweating like a nonce in a police lineup.
Not at a nursery?
No, I was trying to put it in a non-problematic context.
Oh, right, okay. I thought if they were at a police lineup, they'd be trying to keep their cool.
Exactly, but they're sweating because they're trying too hard.
Yeah. So how many countries were you at in the past few months?
As I said, 17 in the past 18 months. In the past 6 months, 8 or 9. But overall, the entirety of the 2 tours we've done 17 countries. Okay. And I've got fucking stories, man. See, first of all, shout out the French. I like the French. They're all right. Oui. Except, so they're not known for being that organized as the Germans, but they're pretty bureaucratic. Which is great when it works, except when it doesn't, right? We were in French Guyana. We are flying back. We're supposed to literally fly back on the Friday eve, land Saturday morning in Paris, get another flight to Corsica, do the shows in Corsica. We finish our show, we pack up, we're like, right, we have time for a lunch? Yeah, let's grab a lunch. We're okay. We're like hours ahead. Cool, let's grab a quick lunch, head to the airport. Now, we have the lunch. We drop off one of the techies that came for us with lunch. In hindsight, it's easy to say now that, well, okay, there was plenty of opportunities there to avoid the problem. But again, you don't know what you don't know. You're not responsible for knowing what you don't fucking know. Right? So, long story short, we show up. The flight's at like 4:30. We show up at like 2:30. Like 2 hours before the flight.
Okay.
Well before 2 hours before the flight. We basically go, hey, we're here. And they go, sorry, you can't get in. I was like, what? We cut it off. We cut off check-in at like literally 5 minutes before you arrived. And we're like, what? Yeah, we cut off check-in. There's nothing you can do. If you've done your online check-in, great. If you haven't, soz. And we're like, we've got 6 fucking cases here. We're all here. We're ready to go. People are still lining up and doing their check-in and handing in their luggage. It's like, yeah, but they've done the check-in online, so it is what it is. And then we found out later that we could have done the check-in. The systems were still operational. It's not like, oh, nothing we can do. The systems times you out. We could have done the check-in. They were still taking luggage in front of us. They were just like, no, you didn't do it online. Too bad. Sucks to be you. Very sorry. You have to rebook. Come back tomorrow. £2,000, everything all included. Then
Christ on a bike.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Nothing. We had to like rebook the whole fucking shebang. £2,000 in literally 5 minutes out the window.
Christ.
€2,000. And so yeah, bureaucracy is a cunt.
Yeah, it is.
But I was gonna tell another story though from the tour because we were in Corsica. I don't want to give too many details because I still want to work for this company, but we're supposed to be doing a show. I do actually. They were really kind, and I saw the world because of them, and I have so many stories, and I've tasted food from around the globe and so many adventures, and I've got stories for my life. But we're in this fucking school, man, right? We're in the school in Corsica.
They were doing shows there, by the way, not
yeah. We're not randomly.
Schools.
Yeah, for the record, yeah, we're doing theater shows that are for second language audiences, and we're in this school, and we go in the morning. So wake up at like six whatever, get ready, get to the school. Shows at 9, so you start getting in at 7 a.m. building everything. We go in this massive sports hall, like it has a football fucking field in it, right? Like a full-on
Indoors,
yeah. Maybe not a full size, but like a smaller size football field, but still.
So it was a gym.
But massive. But
Okay.
like fucking huge, right? And we're like, well, we're not going to do the show in here because it's like 150 kids. We've got this set. We've got a goal behind us. Like, it's going to look silly. And also, you're not going to hear us because you got echo.
Yeah.
Like, you got crazy echo in this humongous gym. We go into this other room that's a judo gym, right? Or jiu-jitsu. I think it was judo. So we start taking up the mats, right? We organize, we set up everything. So one of the teachers pops in for a minute and then pops out. We're like, cool, whatever. We don't speak French and let the road manager deal with it. So we get on with it. 5 to 10 minutes before the show's supposed to start, she comes back in and she says, I'm very sorry. We share this space with the city council. And the mayor gave us a call that nobody fucking informed him that there was going to be a show in here. And because he hasn't been informed, he said there's not going to be a show in here. He does not care. Teachers have called him. Parents have called him. He does not give a fuck. There's not going to be a show in here today.
What a dick.
And we're like, we've only got these 2 shows. Like... So we cancel the first one, end up doing the second one in literally the school hallway with like the classic, what you see on the telly, like fucking all these lockers around you, kids are lining up to go to get food, get their lunch. Teachers are doing announcements on megaphones. Fucking hilarious, right? So we set up to do the show in this space. No lighting, fucking neon lights up top. Right? It's good. It's fantastic. And these kids come in, like 100 something of them, right? And one, it's an English language show, which they don't necessarily speak fluently. 2, it's in their fucking hallway. Like, why would they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's already, you're not in a theater space. It's like, oh, you're doing a show in my bedroom, basically. So they're going ballistic. Like, they're wah, the whole time, right? Wah. But that was the only time in my life where I did the show for 90 minutes. I could not hear myself speaking. I'm up there giving it my all. I'm singing my songs. I'm doing my dances. We all are, obviously. And I can't hear what I'm saying. I'm saying it. I know I've got the intention of what I'm doing in the scene. And at some point towards the end, I'm already off. I finished my bits. It's the big final moment. Jekyll and Hyde. Obviously, Jekyll and Hyde might die at the end of the story. Spoilers. So it's... and one of the kids gets up and rushes the stage, right? Because there's a moment where he pushes the female character, Utterson, and this kid rushes up and like stands next to her. Like, is she trying to protect her? Is she just being a little shit? What's going on? All I hear is like my castmate just going, sit down, sit down, sit down. Like, is he doing it in character? Is he just full on snapping? What is happening? And oh my god, like, it was all okay, right? The kid came up and apologized afterwards. We're starting to pack up. A journalist comes up.
Oh.
He's like, I've watched all of it. This was fantastic. We're like, great. I'm glad you did. Amazing. We drive away, we get ready, we fly back to France. The next day there's an online article. And it's like, the hallway of the school was transformed into the streets of London. The actors were professional in bringing the story to life. The kids were so immersed that at some point towards the end, one of them felt so moved that he took it upon himself to protect the protagonist.
Beautiful. Truly beautiful.
I'm literally just standing there like, yeah, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I'm glad that is the main takeaway we're getting from this. Fantastic.
Well, it'd probably look bad if she said that all the kids were being little shits.
No. I think it's just, to be fair to the kids, they were, they were dealing with a ridiculous situation, as were we.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault. It was the mayor of Corsica's fault. You prick.
But we were happy we did the show. The kids were happy. And I don't know what I walked in on. I don't know what kind of political mess we walked into. But yeah, that was funny.
Bureaucracy.
So yeah, that was my big adventure. One of the many big adventures.
Where was the best place you went to?
It was all beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, I mean, the tropical islands were class because we were going swimming in the ocean.
Oh.
I saw a turtle in the sea, like swimming around, eating around me, and I was just like,
"Oh, did you pet one?"
No. I was just literally watching it, but it was just went by me and started eating from the plankton, whatever little things were there.
I saw a snail in Taiwan and I think I killed it.
Okay?
I didn't mean to, but like it was like on the middle of the road and a lot of people were walking. And I was like, "Oh, I'll pick it up and I'll put it next to the side of the road." And then apparently, if you do that, I can kill them. So I don't know if I killed it, and I feel very.
Wait,
bad
if you put
I
the
did.
snail on the side of the road, then what?
No, it's if you pick up their shell because they're sticky. Like apparently, it can kill them. But it was still moving when I put it back down, so I'm hoping it was okay.
I had snail in France.
Oh,
They were amazing.
oh.
I did not realize snails are delicious.
What is there anything you can compare them to?
It definitely it feels a bit like seafood.
Okay, so I probably wouldn't like it.
But it's not like it was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It was. They're in the house. They're in the little houses. So they get burnt alive.
Lovely.
Yeah, no. So I got them. I think they're oven baked. And they came with this amazing like garlic parsley butter sauce. Yeah, I know. Okay, I know. I'm working on it.
It's had a lot of snail.
Yeah, that's all that is. But I'm injured. I have an excuse.
You got fat before you get injured?
Because I've been sitting in the van for hours.
Okay.
Get it up, you.
Can I put a wee treadmill in the back?
No.
Okay, fine.
I got skipping rope. I still did push-ups and squats. But you know, I mean, touring life when you're doing it like that it's got its beauties, but it definitely has its challenges. Like, definitely love exploring, seeing the world. But yeah, no, you can't do everything, and I think my physical health because of it took a little bit of a toll.
You don't need to excuse yourself to anyone.
Yeah, but
You look great.
I love myself. I'm fucking class.
Yeah, the gay bear community are going to be all over you.
Yeah. I do have a girlfriend now. I'm just gonna mention
He
that.
does have a girlfriend now.
Now I do have a policy of really protecting her personal privacy because I talk a lot of shit, and I don't think it's fair on her to get roasted in comments because most of you are lovely, but some of you are psychopaths on the internet, and you like messaging people and leaving nasty comments, and I'm not bothered, but I don't think it's fair for her to go through that. So.
That's all I was going to say, that you had a girlfriend now. But someone commented faggot on one of my videos, but they put 3 G's and 2 O's to bypass the censorship. And I was
gonna say,
smart little devil.
Fucking nothing gets by you. You clearly got a developed gaydar. Well done, you.
The word Specky's making a comeback recently.
What's wrong with
isn't it?
Specky?
I know, that's the thing, because it used to be a thing, like, when I was a kid, you'd hear someone get called Specky, but it's like, now it's made a comeback. Like, there was a guy...
What about Speckies?
I walked by a chippy, and there was a guy clearly off his face shouting at the guy, saying that the food was disgusting, and just going, "Hey, you'd have to pay me to fucking eat that." And then I went to the guy inside, I went, "Hey, are you okay?" And he was like, yeah, it's fine. And then the guy turned to me, and he was just like, "What you fucking saying, Specky?" And then I looked at him, and this guy was far speckier than I was, like big, massive specs. And I just went, I didn't want to start trouble or get in a fight, but I just said to him, I was like, "We're both specky." And he went, "What'd you say, you fat cunt?" And I was like, "Well, you're no fat, you've got me there." And I just told him to fuck off. But like, yeah, man, someone called me a specky cunt on 2 different videos. Oh, because I made one where I was taking the piss out of Americans who don't get understand Glaswegian culture. So I walked by an Orange Walk, and I was like, "Oh my god, a traditional Scottish festival, up the raw, lads!" And like, I was getting tons of comments that were just like, "You're an idiot, go back to your own country." And then I made one where I went into town, and the same Orange Walk walked by outside the coffee shop, and I took a video, and I went, "Oh my god, guys, look, it's a pride parade." And the guy just called me a specky cunt on both the videos. But hey, they love blowing their wee flutes, they love their music.
I mean, flute is definitely like it's not up to me to decide.
It's a very poofy instrument.
I was gonna say, not up to me to decide what's a homosexual instrument, but definitely a flute should be up there. Where what you're gently placing all your fingers on it, you're blowing in at the top. You also make the face. A couple of you cross your eyes. You know what you're into, you anime kinky bastards.
I think their eyes are just like that permanently from inbreeding. It is an orange walk after all.
Well. I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
I disagree with them politically and sociologically. They might not be inbred.
They might not be inbred. That's called transitivity. There's a possibility that they might not be inbred, but
yeah, I wouldn't. Just because I disagree with their
everything.
Well, I was gonna say with their distinctive lack of rhythm and tone does not mean I don't. They're still my fellow people. We disagree and stuff, but you do you. That's that. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, enjoy your wee anti-Catholic marches.
Anti-Catholic, is that what we're calling her now?
Nah, I can't say it was the fucking first day that I was back for Taiwan as well, and like, if you hear like a festival out there, there's going to be someone like dressed as like a dragon or something, or like there's going to be something beautiful and cultural. Then you go there and it's just where the people look, I can play the drum, no surrender. And it's just like, oh god, get me out of here.
I mean, I understand people need something to be proud of, and fair enough. Although it is funny to me because like there is an overlap between that crowd and the anti-immigrant rally crowd. I'm not saying that's all they are, but there's an overlap, right? And as
the Venn diagram
someone
is a circle.
someone of Hungarian ethnicity, I mean, I told you about this. I'm working on this bit, but there's something really funny about the fact that one of our biggest historical figure as a Hungarian is Attila the Hun. Not a Hun, the Hun.
The biggest Hun.
Okay, I'm just saying, babes. We've done it before you, and we've done it better. So,
yeah,
because he almost captured Rome, and the Pope came in front of him and had a meeting with him, and they had a chat, and then he didn't capture Rome. So that's the kind of behavior you need to do if you want to be called the Hun. There's a standard, guys.
Also, him and the Pope just did each other's names and it's like, how you doing, Hun? I'm doing great, Hun. Could you just like leave my house alone? That'd be really good. Aye, alright. Nice to be Hun.
Yeah.
Speaking of anti-immigrants, you wanted to talk about an amazing motion picture
God,
that
yes.
we saw recently
Yes.
by director of amazing films like Postal and Blood Rain, Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll?
Uwe
Well,
Boll.
he's German. He's not Swedish. Uwe Boll! Uwe Boll! Yeah! Oh no, so I watched Citizen Vigilante.
Mm-hmm. Which has been banned in Germany, yes? Is it banned or is it just shit and no one wants to show it?
I think it was banned in Germany. I saw it online through various methods with a VPN. So long story short, I did not pay for it. Because I wouldn't. But, my God.
Was that a wee bit racist?
A wee bit? No, so it's you know what? It's clearly a propaganda film. Absolutely. And the clips you see online are like some of the preachiest and heaviest moments. And you're like, oh, wow. Okay, right. But it's just not a good film.
Shock.
It's just not a good film. Like, the story's all over the place. As in, like, you have different sequence of events. And sometimes I got confused of, like, is this happening at the same time? It can't be happening at the same time because, like, these two characters meet in a certain situation, and now we follow this guy leaving that situation and going somewhere else, but we're still watching this guy back at that same situation, dealing with the immediate aftermath of it. And you're like, wait, what? Like, for this character, time has passed. This character's stuck on the same day, and it's just like, what is going on? Right? Like, what is going on? Okay, where do I begin, right? The story is of a billionaire American who lives in Europe and he owns property, right? He owns a shit ton of property.
Our heroes, the landlords.
Exactly, our heroes, the landlords. It's part of this film. It is a landlord film. It's like watching Batman trying to deal with like property taxes and damages. Like, there's a sequence where he goes around this building and take pictures of the damage. And he goes to have a meeting with his, like, asset management company. He's like, yeah, we're not going to use the same contractors ever again.
Riveting.
Yeah, like, why is that in the film? Right? Like, he goes and has this big chat about he owns all this property, and there's people obviously paying rent, and 10% of the renters are not paying their rent. And it's like, it's set up as this action sequence where he's just like, get rid of them. Well, you can't get rid of them because the court says you have to wait 7 months until you get a court order to get rid of them. I don't care how. Get rid of them. Fucking intensity on you, big man, Arnie Hammer, right? Also, it's just so much silliness, so much silliness. At some point, you know the classic thing when every action film where the guy gets on a bus and there's hooligans that get on the bus and he fucking sets them right. Right? That happens in this film. Arnie Hammer gets on a bus. 3 kids. One of them's black, because obviously we need to do a bit of DEI. We need to say that some of them are immigrants. Get on this bus and they don't pay tickets, right? And the driver's like, I'm not driving this bus until they pay the tickets, right? Fun fact, I think the driver was also an immigrant. He wasn't black, but he wasn't necessarily what you'd consider white traditionally either. So, you know, he's trying to kind of be a little bit fairer to the immigrant community. Even though they're all the villains in this story. Like, no, there's 2 guys in the film that are white, who put drugs in a couple of girls' drinks, and he switches their drinks, so the guys end up like passing out from their own drugs. Nice, well done, great, good stuff. But you know, it's back. So we're on the bus. Kids are not paying tickets. The driver's like, I'm not driving this bus until you fucking buy tickets. The kid's like, oh fuck you. And Arnie Hammer, right, who is our Batman in this film. Like, imagine Batman, right? Same cadence, same kind of vibe. Comes over, right? Pays for the tickets. Sits down next to the kids. This is the intensity of the scene, right? He's like, you guys don't understand. When you get on a bus, you don't buy tickets. When you go into a store and steal some bananas, prices go up. And that is not fair on the rest of us.
Is that it?
Like that? Wait. So the kid's like, oh, fuck off, man, right? Goes into his pocket. So, you know, does the kid have a knife or something, whatever? He gets out a gun, right? This superhero fighting for the rights of white people in Europe gets out a gun and points it at the kid's fucking hip on the bus. Like, you don't understand how lucky you are. Right? Like, bro, what's next? Is he gonna start fucking hunting down, like, libraries when you haven't returned your books on time? Like, fucking Batman shows up, like, it tells me you're 2 weeks overdue in your library. And your books fucking beats the living fuck out of you. Oh, like, God. Can you imagine ending up in A&E because Batman broke your fucking legs for an overdue book on cooking?
It would definitely get people to pay their TV license.
Yeah, there's the next one. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine? Like, knock, knock. Is the TV license? Fuck off. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. If your family's dear to you, will pay your fucking TV license.
I think half the Gen Xers in Glasgow, if they opened the door and saw Arnie Hammer with a gun, would just pick, oh, thank God, I thought it was going to be the Provi woman. Do you know what the Provi woman is?
No.
Oh, so the
Provi, not Prodi.
Provi.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sometimes both. I'm sure there was an overlap. No, the Provi, it stood for Provident, and it was like, I think it was like a loans company, and it was usually a woman, and like, so basically people would get like a loan from the Provi women.
Yeah.
And then I remember there were many hours as a child.
Was it a day in September?
It was not a day in September. I was sat in my living room in absolute silence because the door would have went and my mum would put the TV on mute and be like, "Shh, it's the Provi woman." And it was like there was like a killer outside with an axe. She's like, "Shh, it's the fucking Provi. It's the fucking Provi." And yeah, I don't know what happened to the Provi woman.
It feels like you could do a spin-off of like Alone in the Dark or fucking not Final. No, what was the zombie one? Not Resident Evil, something like that, but it's just a Provi woman.
Resident Provi.
Yeah, Resident Provi just chasing you around the block.
But it's Armie Hammer. He's the Provi woman.
Yes, but there's more.
Oh,
there's more. So hang on, with these kids, right? So one fucking sticks a gun on a kid's hip for not getting tickets and for being mouthy.
I've always wanted to.
Fast forward, these kids are bullying another kid. One of them's a girl who's like Eastern European, which is fun fact. In this film, some of the immigrants are Eastern European and they're criminals and they get killed. So once again, my theory of how white are Eastern Europeans really is very much alive. Okay, like we're European, but we're not when we don't have to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on how politicians are feeling today. Anyway, so these kids are bullying another kid and they're taking his phone. Arnie Hammer is walking through this park and he sees them. I shit you not. He takes out a taser and tasers these kids. Right, on the next, so they pass out. And then he's like, I told you it was your lucky day. And fucking stomps out their hands. Like breaks, like you see broken fingers. Right? Like, listen, bullying is horrific, right? I've been bullied as a kid a little bit. Nothing crazy. I managed to sort of stand up for myself and fend them off and they left me alone. And all that stuff. And I was in a good place mentally as well. But why the fuck is this billionaire superhero of a guy who spends... There's a scene where he just shoots with a machine gun like 9-10 police officers in a row. Right? So like, during the day, he's killing police with like machine guns. And he kills a judge at some point. Gives a big speech about because you're a judge and you're letting criminals go and you're letting these immigrant criminals go and this is a hostile takeover by Islam. All that. God. You're as bad as them, and he kills him. Right, so that's what he's doing during the day. In his spare time, he's breaking teenagers' hands for bullying. And then, at night, he goes to a prostitute, starts shagging, notices that there's mold on the wall, and he stops. And he gives her a speech about, you need to report this. Why do you care? Because it's my property. Because he goes to the prostitute that's renting from... The pimps are renting a building. He doesn't give a fuck that in his building there's prostitution and there's pimps. He just cares that there's mold on the fucking wall.
He might be a cop killer and a child beater, but my God, he will not put up with mold.
And yes, but not only that, then he finishes fucking this woman because he already paid for it. It's like, we're gonna, is that it? And she's like, no, you're gonna finish the job. Because he really cares about people doing a good work. And he keeps fucking this prostitute while staring at the mold on the wall. Like, what's next? Like, is he like gonna go into the fucking basement and get some tools out? Like, it feels like there's a film about Arnie Hammer just doing odd jobs and running this fucking property portfolio and fucking cleaning toilets and unclogging, plumbing and all that. And then there's a film where Arnie Hammer is this hero of Gotham in Europe, where he's like mixing date rape drugs and giving it to the perpetrators and stopping bullying. And then there's also a film when Arnie Hammer is the anti-immigrant, anti-Islam fucking crusader who goes around. And then the most problematic part of the film is then where he gets to the main case.
Was?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. I mean, what else is there funny about this film other than like there's a big chunk of the film him just going around fixing apartments and being a landlord and oh yeah, like as I said, like the police come and try to stop him because he's killing people, and this is one of the dumbest scenes in the film. He sets up this killing booth where he's in this metal box in this room. Police, like SWAT, come in, armed police, and they all just stand in a fucking semicircle in a clear kill box. Like, he's there with 2 guns. They can see the guns, and they're just standing in front of it in a semicircle. And he just starts... Right? And you just watch, like, 3 minutes of armed police getting shot to bits. Because you both said, whatever you do, don't be boring. And I was just like, bro, what the fuck is this? Some of the dumbest stuff I've seen. And then the big finale, right? Which, again, stirred up a lot of fucking trouble, is the fact that it's based on a real case. So in Germany, there was a case of gang rape, where I don't know how many, in the film it's 7, right? But teenagers raped a young girl. I mean, not a girl. Let's call it what it is. A child. And they got off without any jail sentences because they were under 17. And in Germany, the law is if you're under 17, you cannot go to prison. Fair criticism. Yeah. Like, if you committed something that horrific, I don't care, you're under 17. You should be sitting somewhere. Like, you don't get to walk around like, oopsie daisy, I did a baddie.
Yeah.
Like, that's a valid criticism.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm on board with changing that law, with it being rules and being strict punishment for that.
Yeah, there was something I think recently, and I think it was in Scotland, where a kid was tortured for being gay by 2 other teenagers, and because, again, they were teenagers, they got away with it because they were under 16.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that sort of thing, like, I don't buy it. Like, oh, you didn't know any better. You know you're not supposed to be fucking doing that.
Yeah, like, I remember being...
Even if you don't care, you know there's punishment. So the punishment's fair.
I think that was one thing that really fucking annoyed me growing up as well, was that, like, if you were, like, a kid that was, like, severely deprived of things and neglected and abused, you really got nothing. But the people who would bully you and who would abuse you and humiliate you, they got the attention because, oh, they're clearly struggling, that's why they're acting out like this. Whereas if you were, you know, far worse off, you got nothing because you weren't making problems for society.
And you're also like, well, it's par for the course. Some of the kids are going to be in horrible conditions. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, as you said, like, if people that are in decent conditions but start acting up, that's seen as that's so out of character. But if you act up, you know, with your background, and it's like, well, you know, these cultures, they're just creating problem kids for society. But it's kind of, you've written off a bit, which is fucked up. But the other thing was, so again, real case, inspired by a real case, gang rape. Should there be a conversation about the law? Yes, the law should be changed. What's Uwe Boll's solution in the film? By this character? He goes over to this family's house, right? It's a Muslim family. Interrogates them, and obviously, like, the sister's like, well, she deserved it. She was dressed like a slag. That kind of things, right? He makes the kid call all the other members of the gang that raped this girl. And he kills them. All of them. The family, the mother, the father, the sister, the kid, and all the other 6 kids, right? He just shoots them all. And part of me smiling, and I get to what I found hilarious, not about this, but when I zoom out. Also, in the film, the father has this line where he's like, you know, what kind of values are you teaching these kids, you know, about raping these European women? And he really emphasizes their Europeanness.
And it's only bad if it happens to a white person.
Well, you know, that's his perspective, I guess. But what he says, it's like the father's response is, well, we gave him the values from our culture and from the Quran. And I was like, motherfucker. And then also at some point in the film, he says, I'm doing this until you learn to do this for yourself. Which you will be like, this is a warning, this might happen, da-da-da-da-da. But in the film, it's clearly like, I'm going to do this until you start doing this. Kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it is a veiled encouragement of violence. And he does not give enough. He doesn't show an alternative of migrants who are adjusted, of migrants that are condemning this. He doesn't show like people actually trying to do something. He's just completely like, this is what migrants do and it's not being dealt with, and you're gonna have to do this or we start doing stuff. Right? And then the funny thing to me about this whole fucking scenario, having watched this horror of a film, is there was a phone call made at some point to these actors, the 4 Middle Eastern actors, right? And the agent was like, listen, it's not what we want, right? But I think it's really going to open doors for you. Like, listen.
As a former Jehovah's Witness, you fucking love an open door. Sorry, continue.
Just this idea that someone's agent was like, bro, listen, I know you're saying some horrible things about Islam and the Quran, and you are doing an absolute disservice to your culture and to your nationality. But 5 years down the line, they're gonna need a terrorist against James Bond, and you're gonna be in the conversation.
Some people will sell out their community and morals for money.
But it's just like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall when the agent was pitching it to the actors. Like, listen, it's gonna be controversial, but it's gonna get eyeballs. It's gonna be talked about. Okay, everyone's gonna know your name. There's gonna be brand deals. You know, you're gonna be on Fox and Friends. It's gonna be great, right? And then also Arnie Hammer had the most amazing reaction to the film coming out.
Is this when he says he didn't realize what it was?
He basically said, "I saw the film, I cried. I didn't know it was gonna be so hateful." You literally spend the whole film lecturing everybody in the film about the rights of Europeans and white people, and how you're taking a stand, and this is a hostile takeover by radical Islam, and we will not stand for it. You said those fucking words, Arnie. And after all this is said and done, he goes, "I did not realize it was that hateful, but I'm open for a sequel." You're the son of fucking, like, I don't know if they're billionaires, but like your family's wealthy. Like, bro, get a job, figure it out like the rest of us, and stop peddling the hate just so you can do some acting. Go do some community theatre, you cunt. Like the rest of us when we can't afford, when we're not getting paid to act. Yeah. Start a headshot studio, you bastard. Yeah.
There has been a very big rise in people treating... How to go about this? Basically, people believing that all kind of darker skinned people are rapists and beasts. Like recently in Edinburgh, we had a guy walk out with a machete and attack a bunch of brown people, and started screaming about how they're coming in here, they're raping our women, and a bunch of people were holding him up as this fucking hero. When really he was an absolute psychopath who's probably just sat on Facebook all day seeing all these stories this is the thing that really annoys me. If you, I made a video about this recently because, again, the lovely people at GB News who keep on doing this thing where they say that all gay people are paedophiles because, you know, they're cunts. I made a video about it, and like the problem with treating people like they are bad based on a characteristic is you're also making other people who are part of that demographic that are victims of things like sexual violence as guilty as being treated as guilty as the people that abuse them.
And that's disgusting.
Yeah.
You are victimizing the victims.
Yeah, because like so many, like back, even before like I was younger, but even when I was like growing up in the kind of mid-2000s, a lot of LGBT people couldn't go to the police if they had been like sexually assaulted or something like that, because the police would just kind of treat them as like, oh, well, you're a sexual deviant as well, so you probably liked it, or they won't take it as seriously. Like that's why it has taken me so long to kind of go to the police about some of the things that happened to me. But like,
why didn't they go to the police at the time?
Yeah, exactly.
It should be reported at the time. This should be a police matter.
Yeah. I mean, there were times as well. Like I remember once I was like 14, I was in a close, and there was this older guy from like Greece who like groped me and licked my neck, and I did call the police, and they took about 5 hours to come to my mum's house, and they saw that it was a mess, and she was basically screaming to her boyfriend, like, you know, because she was full of drugs, and I basically felt like I was being treated as a liar who was just kind of, you know, lying about this poor wee guy, and I came from like a scummy family, and they took like some DNA off me, although it was probably useless because of how long it had been, and then I was never contacted about it again. Like I was a 14-year-old who was assaulted and nothing happened. And the thing is, like, yeah, that guy was from Greece, so that guy was also an immigrant, but here's the thing, like people like GB News and people who believe all this vigilante bullshit would hear that experience and they would use it to, again, foster a culture where gay people and immigrants are treated like beasts, not because they're beasts, but because they're gay people and immigrants. Because like there's been a lot of these protests recently in council schemes like Castlemilk and Cranhill, where people who have no critical thinking skills have been told that there is a beast living in a building, and they're Syria or Afghanistan, and so they'll all get together and like they'll just scream at like,
there is a beast living in the building, and that building used to be Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. They don't care about the white ones though, and they don't care when it's one of your pedos.
That's what basically it is. It's like, he might be a pedo, he's one of us, but he's one of ours.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Again, when I grew up in Castlemilk, see kids, like the white kids that were abused, if it was by like a family friend, it wasn't like, oh, this is outrageous, we have to do something. They get sat down and they get told, oh no, we don't tell lies about nice people, that could really hurt them. And they basically just get told, well, we're not going to do anything about it. Like that's what happened to abused kids. But if it gave them It's like the people at these protests don't give a fuck about kids. They don't give a fuck about abused kids in their communities.
They care about political power.
Yeah, like they will take any excuse to get out their bloodlust towards people who are different than them. They will inherently believe anything that says that a refugee or an asylum seeker is a beast because it gives them an excuse to let out that racism. But again, when it's actually like people they know that are sexual abusers, they don't care. And like, again, I grew up like as an abused kid in like Castlemuck, where one of these things happened, where like people got together, they got an empty house, and they were like, "Save our children!" And it's like you don't give a fuck about children. Like when I was growing up in Castlemuck, like everyone knew my parents were like the local junkies. They saw that like my teeth were rotten, my fingernails were dirty, I never had a haircut in months and stuff, and no one ever sat me down when they heard me talking about needles and like sex and stuff like that. Instead, they would just kind of go, "No, we don't say things that make people uncomfortable. You need to be quiet." Or like their kids who would often like go, "You're a fat poof, your mom's a junkie, ha ha ha." They would get told to stay away from me because I was trouble because of where I came from. So again, pardon me for thinking that this is just an absolute lot of bullshit for them to be racist.
Yeah.
Like, and this really pisses me off. Middle and upper class people will always say, "Oh no, you can't criticize people that come for council schemes. They've had it very hard because they've been, economically and educationally deprived." That is true, but I feel like that narrative that people from council schemes will inherently like go towards parties like Reform because they've been let down by the establishment is very convenient for middle and upper class people because it benefits their bank accounts, but they can blame working class people and say, "Oh well, they're racist and stupid. They're obviously going to vote for them," and that just really pisses me off so much.
Because we're completely ignoring the fact that a lot of these communities lack mental health support. Like there's no, and not only that, but like some of the right-wing influencers actively stand down on emotional expression about talking about your traumas and your pains and having a fucking cry of just being able to process that trauma and be like, "That is fucked up, that's happened to me. I can't believe it, that it is unfair. It breaks my fucking heart.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm still alive and I can keep going, and I'm going to do something about that, so that I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to stand against this so it happens to less and less people."
Yeah.
Right? Like when you got your Andrew Tates and your fucking hard man fucking aesthetic of like, "I just fucking suck it up and carry on." Where do you think that rage goes?
Yeah.
Into the fucking ground? No, that's just going to bubble and wait for something to lash at it, and then the moment you have an opportunity to be like, the immigrants, them, you're just gonna lash out because all this pain and rage is gonna come up. So it is also the right is doing, parts of the right are doing something very disgusting where they're creating the problem and then they're providing the solution. They're creating the problem, then they're giving you the addiction.
Yeah, like my issue as well, like saying that like working class people are inherently right wing as well, is it kind of treats poor people like they're not only a hive mind but a very stupid one, because it correlates education and wealth with empathy and with intelligence, which just isn't true. Like if that was true, then people like Trump and Musk and Bezos would be the most kind, empathetic people on the planet. You're pardoned. And like that's not true, because like when I was in Castlemuck, there are like good people in places like this. Like they may not have had the best education, they may not have a lot of money, but they've got good hearts and they'll try and help people.
And I come from a working class background. I mean, I'm compared to Romanian standards, I'm more working class than many. Like, and I'm not saying this to be like, I'm not trying to like create this weird romantic pride about how poor we were, because there's nothing fucking romantic about it. We still found joy and we carried on with it. It was great. But we had no toilet. We had an outhouse. I used to bathe in a fucking plastic tub with hot water in it because we didn't have a bathroom. I had a single dad who was working 2 jobs while also at the same time serving Jehovah. So that's a whole thing about how these religions take over these communities that are struggling, and not only do they, corrupt their minds, but also take away their time. Where my dad could have had fucking off days, could have relaxed, could have thought about how to build a business, all that. No, he was too busy serving God. So now in his 50s, he's half paralyzed because he could not take care of himself because he was too busy serving God. So next thing you know, now he's paying the price for it. And I, as a single kid, have to deal with the potential like guilt feelings of like, am I supposed to be taking care of my dad? And I'm like, well, I'll do what I can, but I need to take care of me first, because I don't have any of the financial long-term wealth getting passed down. I have nothing set up for me to like, for my retirement. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, fuck off.
That always really pisses me off. I think when parents like do not set their kids up to like be healthy and have a good life, but then somehow expect them to look after them when they're older. Like my mum used to say that to me a lot. Like when I was like very like mentally and physically like unwell, living with her and trying to get her off the drugs, and she'd be like, "You never give me money or anything like that. This, this woman's boy gives her money all the time." And I'm like, "Yeah, because he wasn't raised in like extreme neglect by his mum."
Yeah,
and
no,
he's got
that's
a
you
good
never
job.
give me money is bullshit. Luckily, the culture I'm from, it's like the parents are supposed to be helping you.
Yeah,
you do what you can within your means.
Yeah,
right, within what you're comfortable with. Because at the end of the day, I don't know a depression to anyone.
Yeah. I just think nationalism is one of the strangest things. Like, there are certain types of nationalism which are good. Like, I voted for Scottish independence in 2014, not because I thought that Scotland was better than anywhere else, but because I thought that Scotland could be like a really good example of democracy and progress, and like, a country's just become independent and now it's become this really, really great place because we enacted a lot of positive policies, which obviously did not happen. But like, it's just mad to me that there's someone sitting in Springburn watching everyone about them with 3 teeth in their mouth and the eyeballs hanging out of their head, and they're seeing everything covered in graffiti. They've got one wee shitey supermarket and they're like, you know what, this is as good as it fucking gets. Like, nobody is sitting in Tokyo going, you know where we should go on holiday? Ibrox Prefecture. Like, that's no fucking happening. Like, nobody's sitting in Italy, like, walking by the Vatican and go, oh, you know where we really need to see? We need to go to the Ibrox Stadium. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Get over yourself. Like, I didn't get my passport until 3 years ago.
Where's the Brazilians coming over to be like, we heard there's poverty in your neighborhoods, eh? We want to take a look. And in Brazil, we have favela, but here in Scotland, you have Springburn. Nice. To be fair, Springburn would be a lot happier place if they just had reggaeton. if they just had the power of music, if they just had the
Castle Mock Soldier.
That's reggae. But still,
I don't. I'm not cultured.
Yeah, where's the happy Scottish songs, man? We need some happy songs in Scotland to take us through the bad times.
I bet you've never heard Scottish Ned diss tracks. They used to
hear you.
Aye,
it's the wee man just like you fucking.
No, it's no
you
actual,
my
it doesn't have actual skill to it. They just used to get a beat and they'd go, oh, you're specky, you're mojafat, boo. And it was like all the Neds would be like, oh my god, pure tunes. And it's like, your brain is made of shit.
Yeah, like
what the.
Like, I mean, the most. What the sound of Glasgow is like hardcore house, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not against it. Like, some of those tracks I actually like. It's just my personal preferences of what I like and what I don't like. But like, we need a happy genre.
Yeah.
Like, where's a happy bagpipe? Why is it always like wah, 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 wah. Like, we need something about how the weather's nice.
But it never is here.
Yeah.
So it's
part of the reason, like, these islands I went to, right, they might be poorer. Some of them were definitely poorer than the UK and parts of Scotland, right? But you had the beach.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you could go for a swim, man. Right? You could just, like, lie down on the sand and let the sun wash over you and then the waves. Have a little fucking rum, which was vicious, by the way. The rums on these islands were powerful.
Mm. You
saw the video of me literally crawling on the beach into the sea. That was 2 cocktails.
Yeah.
Because I don't drink often, so when I do, I'm like...
It's like someone rewinded a tape of human evolution.
I crawled back into the sea.
Yeah.
We should probably start wrapping up now because we've hit our time. Yeah, but no, because I don't want it to be too long. Plus, we're gonna do another one in August because the Fringe is coming up.
Oh,
we have Fringe shows, the both of us. So go on. Tell us about your Fringe show.
Yeah, I am doing a show. It is called Hell Hath No Humour, Like a Gay Boy Scorned. It is at 6 p.m. from the 5th until the 30th, but not the 18th. It is at the Paterhouse of Gilded Balloon in the Snug. They've been very good. I was recently the recipient of the Gilded Balloon Support Fund, which was funded by Tim and Sarah Minchin. So that's very exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's all about kind of looking at the terrible things that have happened in my life, learning to laugh about them, and how I kind of managed to go from being a neglected wee boy in Castlemock to a comedian who travels the world and is now a Glasgow uni wanker. So yeah, please come and see it. It would really mean a lot to me because I'm probably going to take a wee bit of a step back from comedy for a couple of months after it to focus on my studies, because I'm entering my third year of university, which is where it starts to really matter. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will still be gigging, but I don't know if I'll be doing like another big hour show for a while
What's
because
next?
it's
A
stressful.
mortgage, Alan J?
Oh God, no. I'm not buying a house here.
I've got a show as well. I'm part of the Oh My Jehovah comedy show with Jonas Skogström and Snorre Bu. I think that's the correct way of pronouncing it. Sorry, Snorre, but your surname, I'm still figuring it out. But there's going to be the three of us. Snorre's joining us for a week in the middle from the 14th to the 22nd, 21st of August. Jonas and I are going from the 7th to the 31st. Come along. It's every night, 9:20 at Hoots at the Hilton Hotel, the Doubletree Hilton next to the Grass Market. And it's just a comedy show by 3 ex-Jehovah's Witness comedians talking about growing up in a cult, leaving a cult, finding happiness and joy after a cult. And just like, there's so much silliness. Like, once you actually zoom out and take a step back, it is hilarious. The fact that I used to knock on doors so I could talk to you about Jehovah. Yeah. It's fucking wild.
Do you think anyone ever leaves the Witnesses and becomes like an Avon saleswoman? Because it's like, I've got a lot of transferable skills.
Yeah, well, you know, you sell Avon, we used to sell Heaven. So there you go. Bars.
It's a bit of a reach.
You're a bit of a reach.
I'm a reach around.
Love you.
Love you. And we love you.
Everybody.
Bye.
Okay, bye.